Most people trying to train like a hybrid athlete end up sore, burn out, or making bugger all to no progress. And that isn't because hybrid training doesn't work, but because their weekly training structure is wrong. I've trained this way pretty much since I started the gym, which is almost a decade now. And for the last couple of years, I've averaged anywhere from 15 to 20 hours per week of training. And doing that amount of volume only works if the training structure is correct. Before we go any further, let's define what hybrid training actually is. So hybrid training is the intentional development of strength and endurance at the same time, and ideally actually progressing in both at the same time. It's not lifting with a little bit of cardio, and it's not running with a little bit of weights. It's managing competing adaptations so both can progress. You just have to put the right stress on the right days. So before I show you the exact weekly layout, there's a few rules that I base everything around. Rule number one, hard days are hard, easy days are easy. Most people sit in the gray zone. I've talked about that before, and that's where the easy days are too hard and the hard days are too easy. And if you're left in that gray zone, you're missing out on some great adaptations. Rule two, if you can, avoid back-to-back sessions. Try and spread them out as much as possible. I usually recommend at least 4 hours, but the longer, the better. And to go a little bit further on this, we're gonna try not to just smash certain body parts or certain systems all in the same day. So we're not gonna go in the weight room and absolutely destroy our legs and then go do our hardest run session for the day. We're gonna try and keep them spread out. And rule number three is more is not always better. I think that's a big mistake when it comes to hybrid training. A lot of people just overtrain, end up in that gray zone, creating a bunch of fatigue, and they just can't show up to their sessions and give the effort they're meant to. Now we got all that out of the way, it's gonna be pretty easy to build our structure from here. So let's walk through an example week of training. So this is gonna be based on 4 weight sessions, 3 runs, and 2 cardio conditioning type sessions. This is very similar to what I'm training at the moment. I just do a little bit more zone 2 sort of stuff. The good thing about this is you can easily take a run out, you can easily take a weight session out, and you can obviously remove the conditioning sessions if you need, and slowly build your way up if you're not there yet. So with the weights, we're gonna do an upper lower body split. So 2 upper body days, 2 lower body days. Lower body days, gonna put some core work on there too, so you're not smashing your legs too much. If you do wanna drop back to 3 days, I'd recommend a full body split instead. So the runs, if you do 2 runs, I'll just do a long easy run and an interval session. And if you're to do all 3, I'd do a long run, interval session, and a speed session. So another interval, but focus a little bit more on speed work. If you don't want to do speed work because it's gonna create too much fatigue, I'd drop that one back to another easy run. So 2 easy runs in an interval session. And the 2 extra conditioning sessions, depending on your goal. For me, it's high rock, so I use 2 high rock sessions. Maybe it's just some extra zone 2 stuff, maybe some machine intervals, just cardio type sessions here. I probably wouldn't do them both balls to the wall where your heart rate's zone 4 or 5, but I would do at least one of them a little bit harder. All right, so now on to our actual structure of training. So we're gonna start our week on Monday, but I think I'm just gonna mention Sunday first because it sets up for the whole week to come. So Sunday is gonna be a full rest day. We're gonna come into Monday feeling fresh, nervous system's good, and we're ready to give it our best effort. And then Monday, we're gonna have a double session day here. So this one's gonna be upper body and a run. It's either gonna be that speed session or easy run. And depending on what your goals and needs are, so me, for example, I'm really strong for the sport of high rocks. I don't need to get any stronger, but I do need to get a lot better at running. So whatever your goal is, you're gonna pick that session first. So in the morning, for example, it's gonna be running, might be that easy or speed session. In the afternoon, it's gonna be the upper body day. So Monday's a hard day, but it starts the week off well. Into Tuesday, it's gonna be an easier day here. So we're just gonna do 1 session, and this is gonna be our lower body session. Focus on building strength, muscle, and aiding your running. On to Wednesday now. We've finished Monday, which is a hard day. We've had a little bit easier day, and we're gonna go back up a little bit for Wednesday. So Wednesday's just gonna be 1 session though, so not a really hard day, especially after doing legs the day before, but we are gonna do our conditioning workout of the week. So for me, this would be high rocks. So pretty hard session there, and I'm gonna try and pick my harder session to do on that Wednesday because I've just had a pretty easy day there. Now, if you're not doing high rocks, it's probably gonna work even better because you're gonna have a little bit less leg volume, which again, we train the legs, so they might be a little bit fatigued. Maybe you're doing machine work or something like that, or just some zone 2 cardio, but it's not a hard day, this one, but it is a little bit harder than a couple of the ones coming up. So essentially what we're doing so far is we're Monday high, dropped off a little bit for Tuesday, and now we're building back up again on Wednesday. So on Thursday, hard day again, like I just said, building up. So we're still on the up here, So Thursday is going to be a double training day, similar to Monday here. We're going to do upper body and a run. So Monday had our hardest run of the week, whether that was your interval session or your speed session, or maybe have the easy run. Today is going to be upper body. Again, whatever your goal is, do that one first. So for me, it would be my running. So second hardest running session of the week first, and then in the afternoon, it will be the weight session. All right, so that's a pretty hard day there, which means we're going to drop the intensity and volume a little bit heading into Friday. I recommend doing your second cardio session of the week. So that might be the machine work or high rock sessions, as it is for myself. Whatever it is, it's going to be the only session of this day, unless you do want to do some extra zone 2 or something like that. But if we go back to our graph, Monday hard, drops down a little bit, builds back up on Wednesday, really high on Thursday again, and then drops back down for Friday. So we can come into the weekend fresh, ready to go. So coming into Saturday, we're gonna have 2 training sessions again after Friday being a little bit easier. Now, this one can be changed around a little bit. I personally don't do this one myself. I actually train every day of the week. So Saturday, we're gonna have our long run. I personally have that on a Sunday instead, but you're gonna start with a long run, and then if you are doing 4 weight sessions, you're gonna do your weight session 2. So obviously this is a lot of volume, but for most people, they get a little bit extra sleep, a little bit extra calories when it comes to the weekend. So it's gonna be the best day to have the most volume. But like I said, if you don't wanna do your long run and weights on the same day, you can put that long run the Sunday, because it isn't crazy fatiguing, and the structure of this training program means things are spread out well. It's not like we're doing 7 days of weights in a row. We might be training 7 days in a row if you do take that approach, but you're doing different things. As you've seen, some days are really high, some days are really low in the intensity and volume. So that's our whole training structure there. Things can obviously be changed around for certain days and that, but the idea is it keeps very similar to that structure. Your easy days, your hard days, and things are spread out correctly so you get the correct adaptations. And just remember, with training like that, you need to make sure your nutrition is on point. You need to make sure your timing, the amount of stuff you're getting in, just everything's on point there so you can actually perform your best and reduce your injury risk. If you do want a video on that, just chuck it in the comments. More than happy to make a video on that and just going through everything there. If some of that still does seem confusing, or you just don't want to worry about it at all, my coaching link's in the description, and we can work together to create the best structure for you, your goals and lifestyle. So hopefully you found lots of value in this video. You learn a couple of things you should and shouldn't do, and just how to structure your whole hybrid training. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.